With 40 education ministers, 297 public speakers, 124 public sessions, and 200 media organizations, the Global Education and Skills Forum lived up to its billing as the Davos of education. 10-year-old British presenter and vlogger Braden Bent moderated the first part of the opening plenary, where he guided speakers who told their stories of courage amidst trials. The 2019 GESF held in Dubai from March 22 to the 24th.
That the optimists rely on hope alone, and if you rely on hope alone, you risk being disappointed and demoralized. If you're a realist, you manage to accept today and keep hope alive. You manage to run both in parallel.
I was a very angry kid. At the age of 10, I was homeless, street boy, eating from the garbage. And I realized that nobody will change my life. So I came to Kibera, I organized people so that they can feel that idea that they can also have an impact in other people's life. So we didn't have any money. It was more about a movement. People coming together in a community to solve their own problems, like cleanups, theater, football, those kind of things.
Run in places in South Africa where on my runs I've literally delivered gallons of water to young kids your age, who stay home from school in order to wait for the trucks of water to come because their taps have been turned off.
Joining me is an educationist and author, Olufunmilayo Da Silva. Good morning. It's nice to have you join me.
Good morning.
All right. Let's take a look at Nigeria education sector, especially from the primary and that level, you know, from the grassroots before you get to the tertiary where the right seeds are even sown. What would you say are some of the challenges? Because a lot of people have said that the materials that are churned out of the university, they complain that some of them don't have what it takes. And then fingers are pointed to where it all starts from, primary and secondary education.
Well, I would say from the very beginning, in countries like China and Japan, you don't have education department being the last resort. You know, okay, I wanted to do maybe biochemistry and I wasn't given, so is there any space left in education? And you dump them there.
Because you want to be in school.
Exactly. So when you have the last resort set of people being in that department, they're not going in because they want to make a difference to children's lives. They're going in because that was what was available for them. And that's the beginning of it. What you start without a passion, you know, can't sustain and can't be communicated.
So this challenge is more on the table of the teachers, of those who teach the children, is that it?
We could say that because, but a number of them pick up the passion as they go in, okay, depending on the environment they find themselves in. Some are motivated, some are demotivated. So I can't categorically say it's because you can't land it squarely on the table of the teachers. But a lot has to do because we are the tools that make the children to be what they are. We're responsible.
What really makes a good education at that level, both for a teacher or even for a student?
The most important thing is the fact that you care that that child, that student learns. Okay. The learning environment is important. A number of factors go into it. Right. We said the ability of the class teacher to manage the class, to be able to be knowledgeable, for the environment itself to be enabling. Because you have some places where you go, a couple of months ago, I had to go and be part of Teach for Nigeria, okay, and I was observing teachers teach in so-called private schools in Lekki, and it was very challenging for them. Buildings that had no roofs, that they weren't finished, and but because Teach for Nigeria is teaching teachers how to qualitatively teach, no matter the environment they find themselves, you could find that they were imparting some form of education, but if it had been a better environment, okay, it would have been better.
All right, thank you very much, Olufunmilayo Da Silva. Thank you so much for coming.
You're very welcome.
Right.